How's everybody doing? Hi, Mr. Valju and Neferon and Indrajit and Dominic and Thomas, Javier, Richard. How you guys doing? Hi, Gilberto. Is the sound okay and the picture okay? Let me know. Hi, Tony, and hey, Clyde. How's it going? How's that new watch of yours working out? Oh, good. Hi, Raj. Oh, good. I'm glad everything's working okay. Um, what I wanted to talk about today. Um, Hi, Hot Talk. Abdul. Bruce. Okie doke. Hi, Dwayne. What I want to talk about is sort of came up the other day. A lot of times when I'll have a video, I'll mention that this is the MSRP price of a watch, and then have another price, and this is the one of the prices that is less so. It's sort of I call them offers, and yeah, I don't think really much about them. I mean, they seem to be pretty easy to find. And so I got a message from a guy. He said, "Oh, hey, he said, what about that watch that you had up there?" And you said it was, I think it was $49.99 for, um, uh, what was it? Parmigiani. That's what it was. It wasn't a Culpa, it was another one. Anyway, so I thought, okay. And there was hesitation, sort of like, this is one of my special fishing holes, and I'm not going to tell everybody about it. But then I thought, come on, I'm not going to buy the watch. So I sent him the URL on that. Hey, John and Geezer, how you guys doing? Welcome. Good to see you, John. Young John Park. Is that? I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. Thomas, how are you? Okay. So I got to thinking about it, and I thought, well, what about these special fishing holes? And let's talk about some that we may have. And one of the things that I found is sometimes they change. I mean, it's like, this is a great place, and one day you go there and you come up with nothing. that happens in fishing too. So I thought, let's take a look at that. Hi, Rohit, how you doing, man? So let me start with you guys. What is sort of your favorite? I'll call it secondary market, but it's really sort of your favorite fishing hole to get really good deals on watches. Anybody want to start off with that one? By the way, in other breaking news, I sold my first watch. I've sold 3 watches, 2 on trade-ins and only 1 on direct sale, just because I didn't want to go through the hassle of it. And I just realized the 3 that I got rid of were Holy Trinity. It was a Patek Philippe was the one I just sold, a Vacheron Constantin, and Audemars Piguet. Of those 3, the one that I had the shortest amount of time and got rid of quickly was the Audemars Piguet. I just bought the wrong Audemars Piguet. I mean, it was it had a very small dial, and it had I got it for a moon phase. Didn't have a moon phase. That watch kept perfect time. Everything about it was right, but it turned out it wasn't right for me, and that happens sometimes. So, okay, so let's see what you guys come up. Joma Shop. Dominic, I got to tell you, over time, Joma Shop has, to me anyway, had the best deals overall. Sometimes you'll find deals that are, sometimes you'll have them and sometimes they won't. A place I got some fabulous deals was Shop Worn. I go to Shop Worn to see what they had, and they had some good watches. And then all of a sudden they ran out of the good watches, and then they'll have a few every now and then. I think the only watch there right now that seems to be interesting is a Speak Marin. But in time, something may turn around. Now, right now, we seem to be in a period when the selling your watch is maybe a really good time because there's so few of the others. Um, Earlier today, I was somebody said, "Well, what about a Rolex president?" To me, a Rolex president sort of represented sort of a garish, over the top watch. I mean, you got to prove you have something you need to prove. You get a president, and well, it turns out that they don't make them anymore. They got dumped like the Rolex Prince, another watch I happen to like. So I started looking at some presidents, and if some of the very toned down ones aren't bad, and the prices were pretty good. I was very surprised. So you learn a lot of stuff. Um, okay, let's see what you guys have. Koji, hi Koji. Frederick Constant on the Real Real. The Real Real does have some good stuff every now and then. I once went to them with something. I said, "Look, this particular watch they had." I said, "Let me offer you this for it." And they said, "Well, we can't do that because it's the seller has told, provides what he wants, and we can't negotiate with him." And I said, "Okay," I said, "Well, we'll try it. We'll try it this one time." I said, "All right." And they did, and the guy didn't budge. So, but the Real Real, you can find some real good deals there. Another place that I've gotten great deals, another not exactly a hidey hole, was Etsy, ETSY. And somebody will have the most unusual watches. I got my wife's, it was for me, it was a man's gold Dunhill. And the reason I wanted it, it had a Jacquet 736 movement. And man, I tell you, I got that thing. They come in the most unusual case. Instead of a case, they have it looks like a Pringles potato chip can, this long cylinder can with a window on it. And apparently it had begun to disintegrate. I popped that thing open, and all of this stuff, crud, was falling all over my desk. And the watch was in perfect shape, though, worked perfectly. What I did, once my wife found out that she could have it, or it would fit her, and it did, perfectly with the facet glass and everything else. I got it for a song. I mean, this was a solid gold watch. So you never know. I always sort of keep an eye on them every now and then. Same with the Real Real. Okay, what else you guys have? Nowadays, brands are also selling pre-owned watches like Moser, FP, Debinthia on their site. Can also look into Nowadays brands. Okay, check out Nowadays brands. FB groups consisting of other local watch enthusiasts. Yes, Clyde, you're right. This is something I joined a group that does that, and so yeah, I got to try that. This time, what I did, I wanted to go with Chrono 24, and Chrono 24. I bought watches on Chrono 24. And now they've changed things, and they seem to be nickel and diming you for a whole lot of things. Got to be careful about them. Touch of Modern has percent discounts off sales. It's really funny. Touch of Modern has some, just like, if you get the right one at the right time, and then plus they're having 20% off of everything, you can get some fabulous deals there. You got to be careful about them, though. I don't exactly trust them. Of course, I don't trust any of them, but that's me. Yeah, but that's right. See, Joma Shop. what's the other one? Shop worn. Um, and eBay, of course. You look at eBay. I've got some watches on eBay. In fact, I got this watch on eBay years ago, and been one of the best buys I've ever had on any watch. And I had to negotiate and wore the poor guy down for a year before I got it for what I wanted. Um, oh, good, John. I'm glad to hear the video is Chris. The one reason I think we should have improved video and sound is that we got a new service provider for our internet. Man, our old one was just awful. I mean, we had it for years. We started off with this one company, and it was sold to another company, and the other company had the greatest service. Subscriber service. And if you call them, they'd get an answer right away and they'd help you out. Well, they needed it because their stuff kept failing, and we had that for years. Finally, our daughter came to visit, and she was working from home in New York, and she needed a good connection, so we changed it to one and got a upgraded everything, and we're glad we did. My fave trick is to search on Chrono24 and then contact the seller offsite. You know, Clyde, yeah, that is a good strategy. The problem I'm seeing from Chrono24, they seem to be shooting themselves in the foot, and here's why. I had something. The thing I like the best about Chrono24 is they have the escrow service, and so if you buy a watch or sell a watch, you go through that escrow service, and you don't have to worry about somebody running off with your dough, or your watch. And so I like that for that. But now what they're doing is that they're charging sales tax, and then they add something for themselves for the service for the sales tax. Well, I have some. One of my sons and his family lives in Oregon, and Oregon has no sales tax. And so I was looking at something that might be related to Oregon, and they had some little sales tax for it. They weren't supposed to have any. For Connecticut, they popped it up about a point, and so you end up paying a sales tax that's not all sales tax. You know, I don't know if in New York City, I don't know whether New York City has about, I think, all the taxes about 8.5%, which includes New York City sales tax, in addition to state sales tax and God knows what else. But so this is sort of a nutty thing there on the sales tax they're doing, and I don't know if it's always necessary, especially on some international things, and apparently on selling too. I've never heard of an individual sale between two people where the buyer has to pay sales tax. And since it goes through, I guess because it goes through Chrono24, they're the business that does the transaction, and that's how come there's sales tax. But on the other hand, if you do a one-on-one with someone, paying sales tax. And with the price of watches, that could be, thousands of dollars, literally. So it's something that I don't know. I guess if Chrono24 is getting jacked around on sales tax, they've got to do it. But on the other hand, between individuals, I don't know. So what Clyde says is, you search on Chrono24, then you go directly to it. The trick, the other part of the trick is, don't even mention you've seen it on Chrono24, because Chrono24 gets upset. And, here they do all of this stuff to get a watch out there. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Hi, Paul. How you doing? Nowadays brands. Okay, I'm going to check those out. FP groups consisting of other local watch enthusiasts. This is something, there's a group that I joined recently, and they sort of specialize in that, and people, but they've got very strict rules, which I think is a good idea. And then if you go to buy a watch or sell a watch, you get other people in the group will say, "Hey, I know this guy and he's okay." Or if nobody knows him, like it's, their address is the far side of the moon or something, you got to look at that. Today, what happened? I had something not a big deal, but somebody forgot to give me their zip code. I'm going to be sending them a watch, so they forgot their zip code. It turns out to be I simply put their address in the Google Maps, and boom, their zip code came up. But I wanted to be sure, so I sent an email to a message to the buyer on little things like that, because man, I tell you, you can get something turned around without the zip code, because Fracking Gulch, Oklahoma is just like Fracking River, and they may go one or the other if they don't have the zip code. Here in Germany, I have to pay at least 19. Yeah, that's the VAT if I am buying outside of the EU. Okay, so Basel is only 80 kilometers away from me, but I have to pay 19% from there. Yeah, boy. Oh, okay, Dominic. Sales tax is also charged on eBay. That's good to know. I haven't bought on. This is relatively recent, I think, because before I'd buy from either one of them and never had sales tax. I've heard some similar stories, but never experienced it. Even after I sort of lowballed an offer on a pre-owned Omega. Yeah. Sometimes you can't beat the IRL. IRL? Not sure what the IRL is, Clivia. Now that the UK is outside EU, German vendor still charges VAT at 19%, even though they should not. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. We have plenty zip codes here. I bet you do. Hey, Andy Candy. Anyone else have a good experience with Katawiki? I have. Okay, Katawiki is one I've looked at before, but I've never got anything from it. So it's good to know, Andy Candy, that you have had a good deal with them. Oh, hey, Belvita man. Belvita man. Belvita's a cheese. Daniel. Hi, Daniel. Who else is going on here? Okay. Hi, Stephen. I'm new to the hobby, so I would be afraid of buying a luxury watch on eBay. Let me. Yeah, I know what you mean. I've had very good luck. I've taken some stupid chances. I really tell you, I've taken some very stupid chances, and I try to avoid them now. But the stupid chances I took all worked out. On fact, on this watch, on eBay, I sent the guy a registered check rather than I don't know how come I ended up doing that. And I wanted to get an address. I didn't want a PO box. I wanted an address where if I sent the guy the money and he didn't send me the watch, I could get my hands on him. But turned out it worked out well. It worked out extremely well. But it was still a chance. I wouldn't do that again. Same thing with wiring money. There's this guy in Switzerland who's had a lot of troubles for the last year or so with his thing. But before that, man, he had the best prices, and I got one of the best deals ever on a brand new H. Moser at C. Henry double hairspring. I mean, that watch is a fabulous watch, a white gold one. And this guy gave me this really tremendous deal, but then he got into trouble later on, and it turns out that he only wanted to wire the money. If you don't know an outfit and I have a watch you really want, I will go through, especially an overseas. If I were in Europe and buying something from the U.S. or vice versa, I'd really be careful, very careful. This one guy, was telling me the other day that we were talking about this. There's this watchmaker in Russia, a young guy, and he's making watches, and they're really nice watches. Does a great job, has decent prices on them, and he's selling them left and right. So this guy was asking me about it. I said, "Well, there's been some. You're not supposed to be able to buy directly from Russia." And he said, "Oh, I think this guy will be okay," but he found he can't. You have to work out some deal. They have to send it to another country, and then you have them ship it to you from there. For the Ukraine is a big place where some Russian watches can be sent, and unbeknownst to you, and then they'll be shipped directly to you from Ukraine. uh there's it's sort of getting around thing. You got to be careful. This thing, like, you don't want to say, oh, this thing originated in Russia, because Russia's got some, at least, you go to Toronto 24 and you see these great deals from Russian dealers. uh Time of Switzerland, Gilberto, yeah, that's the one. And they just fabulous deals. I don't even know if they're still going. um yeah. Yeah, Thomas, yeah, the prices have gone sort of crazy. Um, the Somer the Somer come. Andre, I'm not sure what that is. Let's see. I really want to buy watches from Japan. I only hear good thing about prices and conditions. Abdul, same here. The I want to buy directly from Japan. I think I have no doubt about, if I made a deal with a Japanese seller, I get the watch. I've had excellent luck dealing directly with Chinese sellers, and have never had a problem with them. I don't know. I mean, there's God knows what's going on internationally, and I tell you, if the world was run by watch collectors, there'd be universal peace. I'm sure of it. We say, okay, guys, settle down. We want to get good deals on watches. Uh, hey, Bernard, how you doing? They had some great deals. Guy there priced his watch. They were like going out of fashion. Okay. Ukraine, be careful, careful people. Alex, yeah, I know you got to be careful. I told you guys the story about the smuggling thing that I was offered, that I almost took from a deal in Ukraine. Uh, let's see. I recently bought a watch from Time Speaks in Japan. It's like Chrono 24. Yeah, Time Speaks has some really good deals, but they seem to have all run out. I mean, of the watches I want. They had a lot of Daniel Roth watches. And I went there, and there were all these great Daniel Roth watches with a little sold sign. Um, Holy smoke. Import to Holland is 21%. Is it the same to the Netherlands? Let's see. Buying from Japan is awesome. Agree, great prices, condition. The thing I like about the Japanese is that they sort of err on the cautious side. And so if you go there to get a watch and it says condition, they have good, not very good or not excellent, but just good, you're going to get that means they're in excellent condition. I really enjoy dealing with the Japanese. Hi, Flip and Zippo. Andrew, how are you? If people stop paying higher prices, the prices would be lower. It's, if we weren't such, I mean, that's like saying, hey, if you're a drug addict, don't buy, and the prices will go down. Same with us. Hi, Daniel. We're a hopeless lot. They ought to have one of those meetings where they have a big coffee pot and we sit in circles and talk about our problems. Um, Okay, my watch is turning Japanese. My watch is. You really think so, huh? Someone mentioned Del Rey. Oh yeah, Del Rey is, to me, every now and then, Fed will have a watch he thinks will be popular on the High Horology Lounge, our sort of main Facebook hangout, and he'll put a little thing up for it. Well, I got a watch that he had something, and sometimes I think this would be a great benefit to watch sellers. You know, and we get a lot of junk, people trying to slip some junk through to High Horology Lounge, and I try to dust it off. But uh, Del Rey has some great pop-up deals. I mean, incredibly good. And that was where I got my Urban Jurgensen. And I wondered, like, Fed, why didn't you, this is the kind of watches that we sort of like. And here they had this fabulous deal on them. And it was, that's what I call a pop-up deal. You're going along and all of a sudden you see this watch and it's like just this great price. Seller was Watches World. Got good satisfaction. Let's see what else. The worst thing about Watchaholics Anonymous is that, that no one there gets on time. That's probably true. Hi, Tony. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. Got the notice. It is frying pan time. Gotta go. Get your shot. Go outside. Take care.